These are the laws ye shall establish before them. If thou takest a Hebrew servant, he shall serve 6 years, and at the seventh he shall go out free, paying nothing. If he came alone, he shall go out alone. If he is married, his wife shall go out with him. If his master has given him a wife, and she has given him sons or daughters, his wife and her children shall be his master's, but he shall go out alone. But if the servant says, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall take him to the judges and put him to the stake or post, and his master shall pierce his ear with a ribbon and serve him all his life. Likewise, if a man sells his daughter to make her a maidservant, she shall not go out as a servant do. If she does not please her master, who has bought her to himself, he will buy her. He cannot sell her to strangers, because he has despised her. But if he has betrothed her to his son, he shall deal with her according to the rules of daughters. If he takes another wife, he shall not diminish her food, the reward and recompense of her virginity. If he does not do these things, 3 things to her, she shall go free, paying nothing. Whoever strikes a man and he dies, he shall die. If a man has not found a way out, but God has offered it into his hand, I will show you a place where he may escape. But if a man presumptuously rushes upon his neighbor to kill him by deceit, you shall remove him from my altar, that he may die. He also who strikes his father or his mother shall die. Whoever steals a man and sells him, if he is found with him, he shall die of death. Whoever curses his father or his mother shall die of death. When men undresses together, and one strikes another with a stone or a fist, and he does not die, but lies in bed, if he rises again, he walks without holding on to his staff, he who struck him shall go quietly, for he alone shall bear the expense of his rest and pay for his recovery. If one strikes his servant, a maidservant, with the rod, and they die under his hand, he shall surely be punished. But if he continues a day or 2 days, he shall not be punished, for it is his money. Moreover, if a man trips and wounds a woman with a child, so that the child departs from her, and that does not follow him, he shall surely be punished according to what the woman's husband appeals to him. Or he shall pay according to what the judges determine. But if that follows, you shall pay life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, leaf for leaf. Burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. If one strikes his servant in the eye, or his mother in the eye, and kills him, he shall not let him loose by the eye. And if he strikes his servant's tooth, or his woman's tooth, he shall not let him go free for his tooth. If an ox mauls a man or a woman and dies, the ox shall be stoned, and its flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall go in peace. If the ox used to push in the past, and it was entrusted to its master, and the master did not restrain it, and after it has killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and its master shall also die. If a sum of money is set upon him, he shall pay the price of his life, that which shall be set upon him. Whether he has gored a son or a daughter, he shall be judged in the same way. If the ox mauls a servant or an elder, he shall give him his master 3 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. When a man opens a pit or digs a pit and does not close it, and an ox or an axe falls into it, the owner of the pit shall repair it, and give money to the owners, but the dead beast shall be his. And if a man's ox wounds his neighbor's ox, causing it to die, they shall select the dead ox and give the money due to him, and the dead ox shall also be paid. Then if it is known that the ox in the past has pushed and his owner has not kept it, he shall pay for ox, but the dead ox shall be his property. If anyone steals an ox or a ram and kills or sells it, he shall return 5 oxen for the ox, and 4 of rams for the ram. If a thief is found breaking and is struck, that he may die, no blood shall be shed for him. But if he is in the daylight, blood shall be shed for him, for he must return everything. If he has none, he must compensate for his theft. If theft is found with him, others, whether oxen or donkeys or sheep, shall return double. If a man damages a field or a vineyard and puts his beast to graze in someone else's field, he shall return the best of his field and the best of his vineyard. If fire breaks out and creeps among the thorns, and the stacks of grain or standing grain or the field are consumed, he who set the fire shall return everything. If a man delivers money or stuff to his neighbors for safekeeping, and it is stolen from his house, if the thief is found, he shall pay double. If the thief is not found, the householder shall be brought before the judges to declare whether he laid his hand on his neighbor's property or not. In all cases of theft, whether of oxen, axes, sheep, clothing, or any other lost thing that another claims as his own, the case of both parties shall be brought before the judges, and he who is condemned by the judges shall pay double to his neighbor. If a man entrusts his neighbor with the custody of a plank, ox, sheep, or any animal, and it dies or is wounded or carried away by enemies, and no one sees it, another thing of the Lord shall be between the two, who has not laid his hand on the good of his neighbor, and the owner shall take the other thing, and shall not make it good. But if it is taken from him, he shall return it to its owner. If it is torn in pieces, he shall give an account of it, and shall not make it good. If a man borrows anything from his neighbor, and is injured or dies without the owner being present, he shall make good the loss. If the owner is at home, he shall not be able to make good. For if it is a thing hired, it came for his hire. If a man succeeds an unbrothered woman and lies with her, he must give her away and take her as a wife. If her father refuses to give her to him in marriage, he shall pay money, according to the dowry of virgins. You shall not allow a witch to live. Whoever lies with a beast shall die in that. He who makes offerings to other gods may only the Lord shall be killed. Moreover, you shall not do violence to the stranger or oppress him. For if you were strangers in the land of Egypt, you shall not trouble any widow or fatherless child. If you disturb such one, and he calls and cries out to me, I will hear his cry. Then my anger will be kindled, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives will be widows, and your children's orphans. If you lend money to my people, that is, to the poor man who is with you, you will not be like a moneylender to him. You will not oppress him with violence. If you take your neighbor's money as a pledge, you shall return it to him before the sun goes down. For this is his only blanket, and this is his garment for his skin. Where shall he sleep? Therefore, when he cries unto me, I will hear him. For I am merciful. You shall not be angry with the judges, nor shall you speak evil of the leader of your people. Your abundance and your wealth will not hold you back. The firstborn of your children you will give to me. The same you shall do with your oxen and with your sheep. 10 days you shall be with his damning, and on the 8th day you shall give him to me. You shall be a holy people to me, and you shall not eat any meat that has been eaten in the fields. You shall throw it to the dogs. You will keep away from every false matter, and you will not trample down the innocent and the righteous, for I will not justify the wicked. You shall not take any gift, for gifts blind the wise and perturbs the words of the righteous. You shall not oppress the stranger, for you know the heart of the stranger, since you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Moreover, for 6 years you shall sow your land and reap its fruit. But in the 7th year thou shalt let it rest and rest, that the poor of thy people may eat, and what they leave may be eaten by the beasts of the field. Likewise you shall do with your vineyard and with your olive trees. 6 days shalt thou do thy work, and on the 7th day shalt thou rest, that thy ox and thy horse may rest, and thy mother's son and thy strangers may be refreshed. You shall pay attention to all the things I have told you. You shall not mention the name of the other gods or hear it from your own mouth. 3 times you shall make a feast in my honor during the year, the feast of unleavened bread. You shall eat unleavened bread for 7 days, as I commanded you in the time of the month of Abib, because in it you came out of Egypt, and no one shall stand before me empty. The feast of gathering of the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the fields, and the feast of the gathering of the fruits at the end of the year, when thou hast gathered thy labors from the fields. For these 3 times in the year all your male children shall stand before the Lord Jesua. You shall not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, nor shall the fat of my sacrifice remain until the morning. You shall bring into the house of the Lord your God the first fruits of your land, but you shall not see a kid in its mother's milk. Behold, I am sending an angel before you, to guard you on the way and to lead you to the place I have prepared. Beware of him and hearken to his voice, and do not scruple, for he will not spare your misdeeds, for in him he is my name. But if you will listen to his message and do all that I tell you, I will be an enemy to your enemies, and afflict those who afflict you. For my angel will go before you and lead you to the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, Jebusites, and I will destroy them. You shall not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor act like them, but you shall destroy them and tear their image to pieces. For you shall serve the Lord your God, and he shall bless your bread and your water, and I will remove all sickness from your belly. No one shall cast his fruit or be born in your land. The number of your days I will fulfill. I will send my fear before you, and I will destroy all the peoples among whom you go. And I will cause all your enemies to turn their backs upon you. And I will send bumblebees before thee, which shall drive out the Hivites, the Canaanites, and the Hittites for thy face. I will not drive them out of thy face in a single year, except when the land shall become a wilderness, and the beasts of the field shall multiply against thee. Little by little I will drive them out of your face, until you grow up and inherit the land. I will make thy coast from the Red Sea unto the sea of the Philistines, and from the wilderness unto the river. For I will deliver the inhabitants of the land in thy hand, and I will drive them out of thy face. You shall make no covenant with them or with their gods. They shall not dwell in thy land, unless they cause thee to sin against me. For if thou serve their gods, it shall be thy destruction. Now he had said to Moses, Come to the Lord, you, Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and serve 20 other elders of the Israel, and worship far away. Moses alone will approach the Lord, but they will not approach, and the people will not go with him. Then Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord and all the laws, and all the people answered in unison and said, All that the Lord has said we will do. And Moses wrote down all the words of the Lord, and rose early and built an altar under the mountain, and 2 pillars according to the 2 tribes of Israel. Then he sent young men from among the children of Israel, who offered burnt offerings and peace offerings to the Lord. Moses took half the blood, put it in basins, and half the blood he sprinkled on the altar. After he took the book of the covenant, he read it before the people, who said, Everything the Lord has said we will do, and be obedient. Then Moses took the blood, sprinkled it on the people, and said, Here is the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you concerning all these things. Then Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel went. They saw the God of Israel, and under his feet was like a stone of sapphire, and like the sky when it is clear. And on the nobles of the children of Israel he did not stretch out his hand. They too said, God, and ate and drank. And the Lord said to Moses, Come to me on the mountain and stay there. I will give you the tables of stone, the law and the commands that I have written to teach them. Then Moses arose together with his minister Jesua, and Moses went to the mount of God, and said to the elders, Stay here until we return to you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. Whoever has any problem, come to them. Then Moses went up to the mountain, and the cloud enveloped the mountain. The glory of the Lord remained on Mount Sinai, and the cloud enveloped it for 6 days. On the 7th day he called Moses from the midst of the clouds. The sight of the glory of the Lord was like a consuming fire on the top of the mountain in the eyes of the children of Israel. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud and ascended the mountain. And Moses remained on the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, that they may receive an offering for me. Of every man whose heart freely permits it, you shall take the offerings for me. This is the offering you shall take from them: gold, silk, and reed, white silk, purple, sea skins, fine linen, and sea goats, ram skins, dyed red, badger skins, and wood of shittim, oil for light, spices for anointing, oil and for sweet oil perfume, stones of onyx, and stones to set in the ephod, in the breastplate. They shall also make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them, according to all that I have taught you. You will also make the form of the tabernacle and the front of all its instruments. You will also make an ark of shittim wood, 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide, and 1.5 cubits high. You shall clothe it with pure gold inside and out, and make on it a crown of gold all around. You shall make it 4 rings of gold, and put them on its 4 corners. That is, 2 rings on one side and 2 on the other side. You shall make slats of shittim wood and plaster them with gold. Then you shall put the rods in the rings on the sides of the ark, to support the ark with them. The rods shall remain in the rings of the ark. They shall not be taken out of it. So you shall put in the ark the testimony that I will give you. You shall also make a mercy table of pure gold, 2 cubits and a half long, and 1 cubit and a half wide. Thou shalt make 2 cherubim of bronze, of wood beaten with a hammer, at both ends of the mercy. You shall make a cherubim at the end, and the other cherubim at the other end. With the matter of the mercy seat, you shall make the cherubim at the 2 ends. And the cherubim shall spread their wings over them, caressing with their wings the seat of mercy, and their faces toward each other. Toward the seat of mercy shall be the faces of the cherubim. And thou shalt put the mercy seat of the ark in, and in the ark thou shalt put the testimony that I shall give thee. And there I will declare myself to you. And from above the mercy seat, between the 2 cherubim that are on the ark of the testimony, I will tell you all the things that I will give you to command the children of Israel. You shall also make a table of shittim wood, 2 cubits long, 1 cubit wide, and 1.5 cubits high. Thou shalt clothe it with pure gold, and make a crown of gold round about it. Thou shalt also make a border of 4 fingers round about it. And thou shalt make a crown of gold round about the border. Then you shall make it 4 rings of bronze, and put them on the 4 corners that are at the 4 feet of the monument, towards the edge. The rings shall be placed for the rods to support the table. And thou shalt make the slats of shittim wood, and thou shalt adorn them with gold, that the table may be carried with them. You shall also make plates for the table, and cups for incense, and cups for the table, and goblets for the table, again of fine gold. And you shall continually put bread on the table before me. You shall also make a candlestick of pure gold. The candlestick shall be made of wood beaten with a hammer, with its shafts, its branches, its poles, its nuts, and its floors. Floors shall be of the same material. Out of its sides shall come also 6 bulls, 3 branches of the candlestick on one side, and 3 branches of the candlestick on the other side. 3 almond-like bulls, a bite and a leaf in one branch, and 3 almond-like bulls in the other branch, a bite and a leaf. So for all the 6 branches that come out of the candlestick, and in the shaft of the candlestick, there shall be 4 almond-like bulls with its nuts and flakes. There shall be a nut on the 2 branches, and a nut on the 2 branches, and a nut on the 2 branches according to the 6 branches that come out of the candlestick. The nuts and their branches shall be part of it. All this shall be one beaten piece of pure gold. You shall make the 7 lamps of this candlestick, and you shall put lamps on it to make light for that which is in front. Its snuffs and snuff boxes also be of pure gold. Of a talent of fine gold you shall make him with all these instruments. See therefore that you make them according to their appearance, which was shown to you in the mountains.